So did we really start this?
It's really started. This is all staying in. This is all staying. We've really started. If the camera's rolling, the audio is right there picking up our conversation.
Okay.
We're going. Jennifer Parisi, the wife of the first lady, as I like to say, of the Parisi Speed School. I start with 3 questions. So we'll start with this. Who are you? What do you do? And where do you do it? And we'll go from there. There's no notes. There's no time limit on this. We're going. So I'll let you start with those 3. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? I can do your intro for you if you really would like, but I'm going to let you start.
So did we really start this?
It's really started. This is all staying in. This is all staying. We've really started. If the camera's rolling, the audio is right there picking up our conversation.
Okay.
We're going.
Well, so I am Jennifer Parisi. What else did you want? What else?
What do you do?
What do I do? So I'm Bill's wife, and I have 2 sons, William and Daniel. And what else do I do? And I help support my husband in various roles.
Special projects.
There we go.
Special projects. Coordinator of special projects.
Okay.
That's what I tell people I do. People are like, so what do you do? Yeah, do special projects for Carol and Bill. That's what I tell people.
Special projects.
Yeah.
And, I help. I do a lot around. I manage our house. I manage all of our private stuff.
I feel like you do a lot of corporate or franchise support too.
Well, I do. I help manage payroll. I help with some of the
all the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
there's a lot that people don't realize, because we have Bill Parisi, the Parisi behind the Parisi Speed School, and he's very forward facing, right? He's at certifications and he speaks and he presents and he writes the books. But there's a corporate team behind Bill that makes sure the bills get paid and that the people who buy the Parisi things are happy, right? When people email info@parisischool.com, I know like Carol gets it and then it gets forwarded to either me or you get it and it gets forwarded to me, and there's the team of the support team, right? So we come to the Parisi Summit, people know, like they talk to you. Like I've had support calls with you, right? It's the other side. I feel like people often don't realize, right? They think Parisi Speed School, it's coaching, it's training, it's this, and you go to the certification or you buy a course, or you do this. It's like, no. We have an affiliate network. There's well over 100 affiliates and people have to help them. And there's people that do that.
Right.
And it's important. And then you also said this other thing. This is where the conversation is going to go. Because I told you the only person I've given the questions to. That's not my podcasting style. I don't tell people the questions. We just start. We just go. But I caved. I caved to you. I gave you the question. I said, this is what we're going to talk about. And then we basically did the episode Thursday afternoon at the registration table. So we're going to relive that. But you said you support Bill. And I told you, said our question that we are going to start with, because I believe this in my soul, that people in any industry, but especially in sports performance, especially in personal training and fitness and health, things that have a lot of time, attention span dedicated to them, you can't be successful if you aren't supported in your 4 laws. Whether that's your house, it goes to gym, whatever it is. But I think it starts with your partner. I think it starts with your family. Because I got to think, when you met Bill, he had the van.
Do you still have the van? When I met,
we still have it. The legendary van. For those that don't know, you should know. Bill started his company at a $500 van.
He did have it.
So he had the van.
Yes.
So you're like this crazy Italian guy who has a van that he drives around, teaches sports performance. That's insane, right?
Right. Well, when I met him, he had opened. He was just opening Midland Park.
Okay.
So he was doing the speed and quickness, they called it back then.
Yeah.
In the front of the gym. They had a few lanes in the front of the gym, and it was Martin Rooney, Bill, Steve Leo, and I think Mark Williams was there. So they were doing the speed training back then. So he wasn't he would still do camps out of the van, football camps at high schools, but he was focusing on his new business.
What did you think of it?
I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, he had a good concept. He opened up a very nice health club, and where he opened it up, we attracted a lot of good clients from many surrounding towns that people are very fitness savvy and they wanted to work out. So they had no problem filling the place up, and the speed school was in demand. He was the only game in town in the whole area. So he had people driving from all over to come, and he got, he had growing pains. He grew out of that faster than I think he imagined. And that's why he had to find another place and open up Fairlawn. So,
and I've read Success Patterns. For those that don't know, Bill has many books, but his first one was Success Patterns, which I guess is like a quasi self-help book meets autobiography. Like, it's kind of the story of Parisi, but also with some key principles in there. And he tells the story of Fairlawn. He shows up. There's holes in the wall. I believe you and your father it's the story of the book,
right,
are there. And Bill's like ecstatic. He's like, look at this beautiful place. This is going to be the home of our spa. It's huge, right? It's like 50,000 square feet. It's ginormous. And there's holes in the ceiling. And I think he had like something with a shovel, and he's like digging, and like your father's there. And is your father looking at you like, Jennifer, what are we doing here? This is the route we're going.
So it's interesting, Casey, because Bill is a visionary.
Very much so.
So his vision was, wow, what he could turn this place into.
Yeah.
Because it was so big. And my father and I, we are not visionaries. So we were looking at this dilapidated warehouse that was leaking.
Yeah.
And we were like, you are doing what? And, Bill had to do a lot back then, including leveraging our home that we lived in.
Personal guarantee on the loan.
Right.
In the book. I'm not saying anything that's not public.
Right.
Public.
So a personal loan on our home, basically mortgaged the roof over our head when I was pregnant. Yes, I think I was pregnant at the time. To invest, and he needed to get that to secure the loan to renovate this dilapidated warehouse. So we thought he was crazy.
Yeah, but so this is like this idea of support, right? Because Bill doesn't do this if you don't trust him.
Right.
Like, talk to me about, like, you're just like, I believe in you. Like, was it that simple? You're like, I've seen you do this here at Wyckoff. I've seen you do this here at Midland Park. Well, this is a completely different game. The size difference between Wyckoff, 3 lanes, and part of a personal training studio, and then Fairlawn is the Mac Daddy of gyms. It's the Walt Disney World of sports performance. Like, was it that simple? Like, you were like, I trust you, let's do this? Like, what was the conversation like? Jennifer, I'm going to mortgage your house.
There were multiple conversations.
Yeah.
So, of course, I was nervous, but, Bill had this vision, and I saw how his speed business was so successful in such a short amount of time, and he had an opportunity. There was a window, and he really thought he could make something, new and great in the area. And, I figured, at the end of the day, Bill said, listen, I'll figure out how to put food on our table. And one thing about Bill is failure is never an option. So he said, I'll figure it out. Well, don't worry. Trust me. So I was like, okay. So, into the fire we went. So
as we've talked about, like, I'm like I said, I'm very passionate about, like, the trust and support people get in this industry, right? We were talking about this on Thursday, that a lot of people leave because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's unknown. It's not very stable, right? Doesn't mean it can't be, right? It can be stable, but it's not at the beginning, right? Like, you open a new business, like, you don't know. people are going to come, just because other businesses and other areas have been successful. There's a concept, but that's no guarantee. Like, you've seen the Parisi network ebb and flow over the last 35 years, 40?
No, God, not that many years.
It's how many? It's like 30.
Oh, let's see.
Right? I'm 35, and it's, I think, like 91. I think, no, I was born in 89. And I believe it was like 91.
Was in 92.
92.
But that was his van.
Yeah.
Right?
And then like 95 was like the franchise-ish.
No, I think they're
just owned.
No, I think it was more like closer to 2000.
Okay. But either way, he started 91 in the van, so that's like 32-ish years, right?
Maybe not. Maybe it was the late 90s.
Yeah. So talk to me from your perspective, what is the value of trust and support? Right? Like, you have two children,
Yes.
2 boys,
Mm-hmm.
trust and support.
Mm-hmm.
They're not successful without trust and support. Bill, he's not successful. He would tell you, he has said this, without someone to say, like, yeah, I trust you. Okay. Like, yeah, mortgage our house. My wife would stab me. She would question a lot of things. I think we could get there, but talk to me about the value of trust and support, and what that means, and why you think that is a key to success.
Well, I mean, if you have to believe in your partner, and I always knew how much of a hard worker Bill was, and I just had to believe in him. So, and like I said earlier, everything was just falling into place, and he needed a bigger space, and his business was growing. So we decided to, just let the dice roll. I mean, and I had to believe in him. So
I'm just a gambler.
I am.
You're not a gambler.
Well, I gamble on certain things.
Are you? Like what? Bill?
I like to gamble.
Like every basketball game, I am there for the 50-50.
No, I played blackjack.
Oh, let's go.
Roulette.
Okay. All right. That's good. I did not know that about you. I did not know that about you. What have you noticed from the Parisi network? Because you're at every summit. You are literally at the welcome table, and everyone knows, oh my gosh, it's, Jenn Parisi, like, everyone knows you, right? You are a part of the brand. You are also a Parisi behind the Parisi Speed School, whether you might admit to that or not. At least I know it. I've worked the registration table with you the last 2 summits, and I see how people typically greet you way before they greet anyone else. They're ecstatic to see you. What have you seen from the Parisi network as a whole, from start to finish, whether that's similarities, like how it hasn't changed, or how it has changed because we're in the 3rd decade, regardless of us not being able to do the math? We're in the 3rd decade of the Parisi Speed School, which
Nice.
That's amazing in itself. Full episode on that. But what have you noticed in the network itself, and the people, the everything?
Well, I mean, everybody in the network is genuinely in this for the right reasons. So people are into fitness. They enjoy coaching. They want to help kids get better. They want a better lifestyle, meaning they want to be happy and fulfilled in what they do. And, most people who I've met have a passion for this business. So that's why they're here. So it's always great to be around the people in our network from all over the country, and to see them want to get better. I mean, when you come to our summits, the whole point of this is to learn and improve. So, I mean, that's one of the things that Bill has always been good at. He never likes to stagnate, and he always wants to improve. So I guess, that's a very important thing in life. Bill, I think Bill always says, if we don't improve, what is it? If you don't improve, you die. So he,
What? Impressive.
So he's always on a constant quest to learn more information.
You know, it's wild because we had the other William Parisi on the podcast. We've recorded yesterday. Your son Will Chill Will, and you know what's really interesting, and I'm very 30,000 feet with the Parisi family. I see you. I think I have the luxury of probably knowing you more than some people in the network, right? Having spent some time with you and Will and Bill, and not so much Dan, except for I have him on the cover of the AOS book, so he's just always there. The books, but all of you believe in the core values. Like Will was talking about this yesterday. He was like, he's like, yeah, my dad always told me like how you do one thing is how you do everything. Like, you're saying like if you're not trying to improve, like you die, like it ends, right? Like if you're not trying to do something better for yourself, but what are we doing? It just stops. And that's what I think. It's funny because we did it all separately. You guys don't know. There's no one else in the room when we're recording here, but I think, and that's one of the things that I just find, I don't know if it's refreshing and impressive, is like everyone's bought it. Like that's, we're talking about like trust, and how I think that having a supportive household and supportive four walls for what you want to do is imperative to success in life. Right. It's imperative. And like talking to Will, talking to you, like obviously seeing Bill with everyone, like you guys all do it. Mm-hmm. You all are bought into the mission that Parisi has outside of sports performance, because it's with people, right? Like that's what we're talking about, how the people love it. We're not talking training. You haven't mentioned training one time. We've mentioned the people. And I just think that, I don't know if you've ever seen it, if you've ever, like you guys are all bought it. Parisi family. And I think that is maybe the grand scheme of things when we talk about support, is like, it's very apparent that the support goes up from the boys to you and Bill, and also down from Bill and you to Dan and Will. Like it's very refreshing. I don't know if you've ever seen that from the 30,000 foot view. Anyone ever has told you that?
No.
You have to listen to Will's podcast, and obviously like Bill will be on. Bill hasn't even been on yet.
Oh.
You beat him to it. And I'm gonna throw that in his face. But I think this is, we see people like they leave. Like you've been to Fairlawn. A lot of people have come through the doors, right? A lot of people have left. Mm-hmm. But I do think it's because they're not supported. Like not necessarily in the business, but in their house. They need more stability in their job. They need more money out of their professions. And it's right. It's kind of sad. But at the same time, like when you find the people who you see, like the longevity, I think is directly related to the support in the household.
Yeah.
The four walls.
No, that's a good point, Casey. But you know what? Sometimes, it's nice to see these people start as coaches, and maybe move up and become managers, program directors, sometimes owners. But some of these people, as they grow in their career, they decide to go on to other things, and that's okay. That's, that happens. And, sometimes it's nice to see them, they might have another dream, or, they want to become something else. And that's okay if they do that. So, we're all about seeing people improve and trying to help them. So,
and that's the mission, right?
Yeah.
That's the mission. Do you have an appropriate Bill Parisi story that you can share? I mean, now you shared kind of the one like in Fairlawn a little bit, like with you and your dad. You're like, yeah, we had to take out I didn't know you took out a mortgage on his house, your house to guarantee the loan. But do you have another like Parisi turning point story along the way?
A turning point?
I don't know, like what stands out? Like you think about the last 30 something years, like what's one thing that like comes to your mind as far as like, yeah, we did this and it was kind of, I just think about it sometimes. I still think about it.
Well, I guess, there's a lot of...
I know. It's got to be appropriate, though. I've been at dinner and we've heard some stories come out, but there's, from your perspective, you've seen it grow.
Yeah.
From Wyckoff to Midland Park to what it is today, international.
Yeah.
Right? Full corporate team supporting everything. Like,
yeah. Well, I guess, there's so many things I could talk about, but
we have time. We have time. I have nowhere to be.
I guess when, Bill was running Fairlawn and it took a lot to make that successful. And then I guess what he was doing is going on some of these events that gym owners attend across the country. And he was talking to people about what he did. And they were like, you train kids, what is speed but what is a speed school? And he saw an opportunity to franchise in other parts of the country. And he actually had a great idea. And he, I guess what I remember the most is just how, it took a lot. I mean, he jumped on planes and, he traveled a lot, especially when our kids were smaller. But he had this vision, and I guess people believe in Bill, and he, I don't know how he did it, but he was successful in selling the Parisi franchise to other locations in areas that people didn't know what Parisi was. So
yeah, I'm in northern Vermont.
Right.
It's unheard of.
Right.
It was unheard of.
Right.
It was so foreign.
Right.
Did you think 1991, Midland Park is opening, did you think Parisi could grow to what it is today? Was it a thought?
I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew it would grow. I didn't know it would grow in China, Ireland,
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, there's a coach in Canada.
Oh, wow.
It's just above me. It's in Montreal. And Zach Powell. Shout out Zach Powell. First time I did that. 8 episodes, 10 episodes. But I never looked like the light. Yeah, Zach Powell, Montreal.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you think that?
It'd
be Jersey only?
No. I knew it wasn't going to be Jersey only, but, as people, we meet people all over when we're traveling.
Yeah.
And, Bill is truly a pioneer in this industry. Not many people have been around in this industry as long as he has.
Yeah.
He has. So
I described him as the George Clooney of sports performance. Right? Don't you think? George Clooney sports performance?
There we go.
He's been 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute banger movies. Recognizable A-list. Handsome. Right? Right?
Right.
Just say it. George Clooney of sports performance. Bill Parisi.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I just, it's crazy to me to look up. I've been 14 years now, Parisi.
Wow.
14 years. And its growth, not only from a tactical business side, locations, right? Pay-per-views and locations, but the depth. I feel like there's more depth to Parisi now more than ever, in a sense of sports performance as an industry is deeper. It's everything now, from all the vendors we see in velocity-based training and fascial science and mobility, flexibility, and we had the Softwave guys in here earlier, and now we've got nutrition companies that are, doing research studies on what sweat breakdown of the molecule is. It's crazy, and we see now more than ever, like the pool of sports performance is deeper, and Parisi's right there, right there, drive. And it blows my mind still to see just how much it's grown and how much more it's going to grow.
Right.
And that's so like you and I talked about, like, man, this is people that are still here, the amount of new people that we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Well, it is. And it's, it's also, it's rewarding. I know for Bill, and it's nice for me too, to be involved in a business that helps people, helps kids, when I say, and helps the coaches, and, Bill's all about, doing these summits and empowering. He wants to educate people and help them grow. And, until I, got involved, I didn't realize how much of an impact a coach could have on someone's life, positive coach.
Yeah.
So sometimes our Parisi coaches are some of the only positive coaches children have in their lives. And that's not always the case, but sometimes that's the case. So, I mean, there's, Cirillo. And,
Yep.
lots of our coaches have stories that, I think one of the reasons one of the reasons a lot of these guys are still around and still in this business is because how heartfelt everything is and how they realize how much of an impact they've had on people's lives. So
yeah, it's the longevity is amazing. The coaching stories are amazing. And it's I just think it's really cool that you've seen it from a completely different lens, right? Like you see Bill at home, you see Bill getting on the airplanes, like you see the work that goes in behind the logo, so to speak, to make the logo what it is. And I feel very fortunate that you finally, I'll say it, you finally decided to come into the pod room and get it done. I've been working 3 days. It's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
no,
Were you nervous?
no.
No. Why'd you say no so many times then, Jennifer? Why did you say no so many times? I'm not ready. That's my Jenn Parisi friend. I'm not ready. No, I can't do it right now. It's the best. It's the best episode. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so great. Thank you, Casey.
It's the best. Will Parisi here. I'm going to let you do the introduction. This is how I start with all of the guests of the Parisi Podcast. Who are you? What do you do? And where do you do it?
Okay, I am Will Parisi, the original. I'm
Disciple of the
disciple. I'm not a junior. Everyone thinks I'm a junior. I'm not a junior.
No, different middle name.
Yeah. I am a senior in college, and I go to Sabe Regina University.
Okay.
I play basketball. My career just ended a few months ago, or some
out.
career. My career just ended. Mixed emotions about that, but yeah, I'm a senior in college right now, graduating in about a month. My basketball career was great. A lot of mixed emotions when it ended, but I'm excited for this next chapter in my life.
Was COVID your senior year of high school?
Yeah, COVID was senior year. So
Okay, so you got like kind of you still had like COVID your freshman year. So you had like the tough transition.
yeah, we had no fans my senior year at Bosco, and then freshman year we had to wear masks in practice, and yeah, it sucked. And then
But you had games freshman year. This is college.
yeah, then in college we had games, and then after freshman year everything was normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a redshirt year? Do they?
No, I don't. It's just 4 years.
Okay, so you didn't miss the COVID stuff.
I just missed it. Like if the grade ahead of me had an extra year.
Gotcha. What's your degree in?
Marketing, communications. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty broad. That's what I want to do. Pretty general.
That's fine. It'd be all Parisi Podcast has an opening for marketing communications, so that's perfect. We'll do that later off air.
Yeah.
So I have 3 questions.
All right.
I'm gonna throw. I'll say the easy one. This is the one that I've always wondered.
Okay.
It's not the most serious question. You obviously grew up in the Parisi system. I see videos still to this day of baby Will, baby Dan Parisi, baby Samantha Leo.
Yeah.
Just it's baby. Like all of you, like literally the size of travel on
Yeah.
luggage carry. It's ridiculous how small you are.
The first thing we did, one of the first. You can go.
No, you keep talking. Go.
One of the first things that we did, it was like a motivational thing, and I remember we were in Wyckoff Parisi's, and we were like 7, 6, 8 years old.
Yeah.
And our line were like, put down the junk food, put down the video games, and then we're like 7-year-old in the camera, we're pointing at the camera, we're like, put down the video games, put down the junk food, like get to Parisi, blah blah blah, and that was like child stuff. That was like that was the first thing I remember of me, Dan, Sophia Rooney in Wyckoff with Martin and my dad. I think they were in different clips, but that was the beginning.
So, have you seen the 30 for 30, like on Brian Bosworth?
No, I haven't. I watched it 30.
So the gist of Brian Bosworth is like his dad tried to make the perfect ball player, right? With nutrition, like from birth.
Yeah.
I've always thought people probably projected that onto you. Oh my God, your dad is just performing company. You must be so jacked. You must work out all the time. Yeah. And I, having gotten to see, I'll say get to know you, see you around every once in a while, Parisi Summit, different tips in Jersey, whatever. Mm. I don't really think that was the case, right? Like, yeah. So let's put this on a spectrum right now. Like, you obviously work out, you obviously have worked out in you have the dopest weight room.
Yeah.
Those that don't know, Bill's basement is just an unreal weight room.
Yeah, it's a great weight room.
But kind of from your perspective, growing up alongside cutting edge sports science, right? With obviously connections to people who are leading the industry in different realms of sports science. Like, what was it like for you as an athlete? Like, when were you like, oh, this stuff, like, this was sweet. I got to grow up doing this stuff. Like, when did it really hit for you?
Yeah, probably in like high school, like late high school, probably.
Okay.
In middle school, I was immature. Even freshman, sophomore.
It's every kid, right? That's why I think it's like, I'm like, oh, these kids must move forward. I'm like, no, they're still 12. Like,
Yeah.
still just
Yeah.
play Xbox.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, I had no idea like what my dad and the Parisi brand really did and meant. So I would say towards the end of my high school career, and then definitely in college, when you're like thinking about what careers you want to go down, and I saw my dad and like the brand, so it hit me more in college, I would say, end of high school, college, to realize what like the Parisi brand meant and all the cutting edge stuff I had in my basement since I was 5, 6 years.
Literally since you were walking.
Yeah. And I just thought all that was normal, all the gym stuff. And I go to my friends' houses and they don't have any of it in their house.
So I always think of this one story. This is like the most interaction you and I have ever had. We were at Parisi Fairlawn. It's the Anatomy of Speed. We're doing like live circuit. Like people are experiencing these different products, and we have tidal tanks. We have these big logs filled with water, these big balls filled with water. You know, I have a log in my house I've used, but like I didn't have some of the equipment. And your dad's like, yeah, you know, Will's gonna be here. Like, just grab him when he comes in. You walk in. I'm like, all right, Will, like, I need you to demonstrate all of this. And I had watched grown, developed adults struggle through lateral jumps and skater hops, and they have like, you know, just 3 pounds of water in these tidal tanks. You're like just frolicking. You're like, this is like, you're doing lateral skaters. You're like, which one do you want me to do? And I would just say, you're like, all right, I got it. And I was like, damn, like you can just see growing up, like you said, like late high school, right? That's still, say, 16 to 23.
Yeah.
It's like a solid 7 years of training. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like just the comfort you have with the training implements. So my question is, you get to Salve Regina and you're like, these team workouts are a joke.
Yeah.
Is that, I never want, like, athletes are very humble.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were like, yeah, whatever. But was it a huge advantage for you when you get into a weight room? They're like, all right, we're going to squat. And you're like, that's it? You got all we're doing?
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage. I would lead some of my teammates in different workouts.
Okay.
And I would do some of that stuff. But on the court as a freshman, I had like a humbling experience, like coming in as a college athlete. I thought that the Division III level wasn't as competitive as it was. Yeah. So on the court, it was definitely a little bit of a shock, freshman, sophomore year. But in the weight room, I would lead all, like I would have the most pull-ups, the most push-ups, all that. Yeah, all that's wild.
How did that help you? Is that
it helped me with confidence, because I was like one of the strongest in the team, and I was advanced in a lot of this stuff. So it would help me, definitely give me confidence to go on the court and try just different things with like driving to the rim with my body and stuff like that. And it was definitely a good confidence boost. But yeah, it was weird because I didn't realize the height even at the Division III level. Yeah. I'm like a 5'11" guard, and most of the guards are like 6'2"-ish. And so you got to be strong as an undersized guard to hold your own.
Yeah, sure. So now, like, you've been doing some instruction, like shooting instruction.
Yep, my backyard. Past 3 years, I've been.
Yeah. So where is that intersection that you have like this background in sports performance? You have this background as a collegiate athlete, instructing. How do you layer it in with the athletes you work with? Where yes, there's sports skill, there's sports development, and obviously physical development is somewhere in the middle there. Can you kind of talk a little bit about how you either see like, oh, this person, they have to develop the physical traits that's going to help with this? How do you go about blending the two, or how do you go about having the conversation with the younger poopers, right? Like, yeah, it's shooting is important, but you guys have to hit the weight room. You have to do these other things.
Yeah, it's my communication skills actually developed a lot just trying to talk to kids.
Yeah,
because they don't perceive the information as well as an older kid. So I would have to be a motivator and an instructor to 7, 8, 9, all the way up to like high school kids I would train. And it was all about pushing different buttons with each kid. Some kids are overly motivated. I had to like be like, calm them down, be like almost their be like their psychiatrist in a sense. It'd be like, and the other kids, they were like super lazy. I had to be like the David Goggins to the
Yep.
And so yeah, every session was different with training kids, but my niche was always shooting. Like Parisi's, their niche is speed. So my niche would be shooting. That's how I would get their attention and get them to focus in, because we would just basically do shooting, and then we would go into other sectors of either driving, dribbling, and then we would do some other speed and strength stuff involved with basketball. But with coaching with kids, it helped, like I said, it helped my communication skills, just talking to kids, pushing different buttons. Each session, I was kind of like almost a new person in that session, just to try to get the most out of that kid.
Do you think being an athlete, like I don't want to say like, do you think being an athlete helps you? Like, I think it gives you credibility, but do you think, like, you know, obviously you've had coaches and you see coaches like, oh, this coach didn't even play basketball.
Yeah.
This coach,
There's a lot of them like that.
but do you like, so now having kind of seen it, I think from a lot of different angles,
Yeah.
how would you rank importance, right? You working with like one, relatability, human to human, like,
Yeah.
hey guys, I've actually improved my shooting. I've actually tried to become a better basketball player.
Yeah.
Playing, like
Yeah.
I told you, like I've gotten cut from every basketball team I've ever tried out.
Yeah.
I actually only get to play in like the 40 older leagues as a 35-year-old. That's how best I am. They let me play with the old guys. And then just in general, like the different character traits, like how would you rank, like as an instructor, right, as a coach? This is something we talk about in sports performance a lot. I'm not fast. I have Eric Mitchell in here earlier. He was actually a fast guy. He ran a 10.500.
Yeah.
I probably would pull a hamstring before I even finished on.
Yeah.
So I would be able to finish player. You know, like I was never fast, but I'm teaching kids to be fast.
Yeah.
You played basketball.
Yeah.
But how important do you think it is, like, for coaches, and I'm just me selfishly asking, ask someone who's actually played it.
I don't think it's that important. I think you need somewhat of a background.
Yep.
But I think it's more about, I know insane coaches and skill trainers who've barely played Division III, Division II level. And I actually know a trainer who didn't even play in college at all. And he's a full-time trainer. He's got a lot of followers on Instagram. But his communication skills and how he motivates players, he obviously studied the game like crazy amount. But I would say playing in college or being fast just adds extra credibility, but it doesn't, you don't have to have it to be a great coach, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I think that's a really good perspective. I was just curious your standpoint, like with younger kids, right? Like
my dad's not the fastest, and he's one of the best speed coaches around. He was
fast at one point. Right? He was for his sport, jab fast.
Yeah, he was fast. He was javelin fast, but he would leverage his credibility on the javelin and how he got faster in the javelin and then translated into speed. But he was never the fastest around.
Yeah.
And he just learned speed, and now he's a speed coach.
Were you fast?
I was always somewhat fast.
Quicker or fast?
I would say I was quicker than faster. I would say I have a really good first step.
Yeah.
Especially in basketball, just a good first step. I was always fast, like in my town, other towns. But then when you get outside of your town and you go against,
I mean, you're playing
state to state, you go against these kids, you go against those students, you go against just people from out of your state and out of your county. It's a whole different world. So I was fast in my county, in my town, but once you get out, it's a whole new level.
So you talk a little bit about the challenges of playing up against bigger guards, right? Like coming in freshman and sophomore year, you're like, man, like I'm playing big, I got to play it big. What, we talk like physical characteristics, being strong, super helpful, confidence. But was there a turning point when you went into your junior year, senior year? Like, what do you think helped lead to a turning point to finish out your career in one spot, which is, we'll get to that in a minute, but what do you think was the turning point from freshman, sophomore versus how your career ends junior, senior year?
Two things. One, my niche was always shooting. So if I was an average shooter, I wouldn't be playing college basketball. I wouldn't have got recruited if I was just an average shooter, because I was undersized. I was just a regular, fast, quick kid, like average for sure. Average.
From Italian, New Jersey.
Yeah, just the average kid. But I was always the best shooter, like on the team.
Yeah.
So that was what got me in the door. And then how I played more junior, senior year was on the defensive end, just being a better defender. Because I could always do other things, but defensively, being in the right position, staying in front of guys, it took a year or two to develop that and just develop concepts defensively. So learning to guard better on defense and then shooting, those are the two things that got me on the floor.
It's interesting. I always try to find parallels between like an athlete, sports performance, right? We get a lot of sports performance coaches that listen to this podcast, and we hear obviously in the network, like, I'm from Vermont. It's not that populated. It's so hard to find clients and no one wants to train. And it's, I feel like that's kind of the freshman, sophomore year. Like, I'm 5'11", everyone else is 6'2". Like, I talked to my friend who's in New York City and they've got this luxury and they've got this advantage, this dense population.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying, and this is the parallel that I'm pulling out here, is there's a way for you to succeed.
Yeah.
There's a way for you to stand out.
Yeah.
You have to find it and lean into it.
Yeah.
Right? You say, like, your niche is always shooting.
Yeah.
So whether it is speed training, whether it is working with a certain population, a certain athlete, like that can't be overlooked. I think that's really, I'm glad that you brought that up, because like that's what you have to find, right? You could have transferred, I'm sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
Did you ever think about it?
No, because I love the school. I love my friends.
Okay.
So I never transferred, but a lot of my friends, either younger or older than me, quit the team.
Yeah.
Because they weren't playing freshman, sophomore year.
I mean, now it's just you just go wherever you want.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've never thought about it because I would never want to lose my friends that I made.
Yep.
And that meant more to me than playing.
Community that seems to be the hot topic today.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, people will see the background. We're still filming at the Parisi Summit in Phoenix, Arizona. And every guest today community has come up in more than one way, in different contexts with different people.
Yeah.
But it is wild to me how it just comes up.
Yeah.
It's like, whether you're like, I don't want to leave the community that I've either been part of, by people.
It's about relationships.
It is.
It's all about relationships. That's like the number one thing in life, I think, is just the relationships you make.
100%.
It's so I never thought about leaving or anything like that, because just of the friends I made in like school is everything I became accustomed to loving. I feel like it would be selfish if I left that just because I didn't get the minutes I wanted to in a certain amount of year.
Yeah, it's a humble way to look at it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
On the same note of community, so you've obviously grown up alongside the Parisi network.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about, like, you didn't realize how fast it was. Like, you were doing commercials at 5, 6, 7 years old, which was
5-6 hours a day.
The DVDs, yes, there were Parisi DVDs. They still exist. They're just ripped onto like Vimeo now. I was actually just watching it. I'm like, wow, look at Bill's hairline. It's amazing.
They're on like DVDs somewhere.
But what have you noticed about it? Right, you've seen it throughout the years, and it can be like, you never really noticed it, but like, you've obviously been to the last handful of summits. I've been in here, and you've been here. Like, I've seen you.
Yeah.
What have you seen? How has it looked? Like, what are the optics from your standpoint as someone who's obviously grown up in it, seen it, been around it, experienced it? Like, what does it just look like to you?
The video aspects?
Well, no, just the network, like the people, the community, the growth of what it is, right? Like, what does it look like to you?
It's super special. Every year, I don't know, I think it's my 4th or 5th time at the summit.
It's had to be at least 5.
Yeah.
I think we're 5 solid.
Yeah.
5.
But just seeing the relationships that everyone has with each other, it's really special. And just the standards, the culture that Parisi has, it's really, they can't get any better. And all the small details and all of it that my dad stresses on, like, everything matters. That's what I learned from my dad, and all the summits and stuff like that. Like, all like the little things matter to make a summit like this great. And even like the videoing that takes to get here, me, my dad, and James, we messed up a lot, and it took us, not even kidding, 9-10 hours. But like behind a camera, we shot like 50 to 75 times, but we had to redo like all of them, like multiple times. So just the little details that my dad stresses, it's how you do anything is how you do everything. So the culture of the summit, it's really great. Once a year to get everyone together like this, it just motivates everyone. It's like a refresher. I feel like that's what these summits are for.
It sounds like it carried over to you as an athlete.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
physical ability aside,
Yeah.
there's a lot of controllables.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controllables.
Yeah.
Are you mad that you weren't on the cover of the Anatomy of Speed? Like, is there?
No.
How did Dan get on the cover?
He's put in.
Your older brother to older brother. Why were you not on the cover? Answer the hard-hitting question.
My brother was more of a guinea pig for
You could just say I was in school, man.
for that book. My brother was more of a guinea pig, and my brother did a lot more testing with my dad to trial and error things, and he looked great in that picture. My brother's he's dialed in. He's faster than me. He's stronger than me.
Caleb Brothers, man.
Yeah, he's first. Yeah, he deserves to.
For those that don't know, if you look at Bill Parisi's book Anatomy of Speed, the cover model is Will's brother Dan.
Yeah,
But
great.
why? Don't blow him up. Listen, he's not even an official guest on this podcast, so don't worry about it. It's the Parisi Podcast without that Parisi.
Yeah.
Shout out Dan Parisi. But I just didn't know if there was a story like how you probably were in college at that point.
Yeah,
You just weren't around for the photo shoot, or you'd be out.
I don't think I was around.
I think you were in college. I don't think you were physically in the same state.
Yeah, I don't think I was around.
But no, Dan, listen, the anatomy version of Dan Parisi looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, did they lose a rock, paper, scissors or something? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was a story in the back.
I've been in a bunch of other ones.
I'm sure you've had, your share. You're like, no, you got this one with Dad.
Yeah.
I'll get the next book.
Yeah.
Dude, I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
For people to know, I walked into the room. I'm like, you are up. Let's go, Will.
Yeah.
So this is a good time. I'm always excited to sit down and have the conversation with people. And I think this is the unique perspective that people have, whether it be on sports performance, athletics. I mean, everyone's got a story.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, watching this, like, there's relatedness. There's, hey, like, I could pull this. The people who are really successful in their careers can hear a story and be like, yeah, man, like, this is like that time for me, or this is something that I can apply to this challenge in my life. So I appreciate you making the time.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it. Thank you,
Brother.
Thank you.
See you in the next one.
Yep.